When will Nick's trial likely end? It sounds like it'll be over on in January, that January date if he pleads out. And then there'll be a sentencing, but that probably won't be for another at least month or so minimum. So probably by the end of February we'll be all done. Unless he gets charged with other stuff, then that's a whole new saga. So, but this first thing will be done by February, I presume. John Well Done says, wouldn't the plea be the sentencing? There are times where you can do a plea and a sentencing all at once. Typically, though, the court's going to want a pre-sentence investigation report, and that's just merely because if you're a judge, you've got the case file containing like charges and maybe some motions that have been filed, but that's all you know. It's really hard to sentence somebody on that. And if it's a mandatory sentence, yeah, you could probably proceed right away, but this isn't a mandatory sentence. There's a lot of discretion. So this judge is going to want to know this, like, who is Nick? He doesn't know anything about him. Now, he might know Nick from like being in front, like Nick having been practicing in front of him for a little bit, but he doesn't know about like all of Nick's life and everything about him that would be relevant to help him make a sentencing decision, like his childhood, his family life, his mental health, physical health, drug use, employment history, education, all those different things you might want to put together in a presentation to help give some basic information. Now, certainly, Nick will make his own statements, his attorney will make his own statements, the prosecutor will make statements, but there's some basic information that could be rounded up ahead of time. It's called a PSI, pre-sentence investigation, or a PSR at the federal level, pre-sentence report. But that you need those. You need those. And given that Nick is, like I said, he's in a situation where no matter what, he would be eligible for probation. There's a presumption for probation. I don't see anything that would show a departure from probation for him. The court's going to want to know like a lot of things about him. So ideas that it also helps him. It would help the court shape the proper sanctions and ideas, because remember, part of this is, what am I going to make him do? What are his terms and conditions going to be? Do I have to implement special conditions other than the standard ones? Would his unpaid speeding tickets be an issue? Yeah, the court's going to notice that stuff, that he doesn't like showing up to court. He doesn't those are going to be issues. He's had problems, bucking the system, doesn't take care of his court hearings. Like, those are problems. And that's why, like, if you were ever on probation, chat, completing probation is a big deal, because if you have a history of getting terminated unsuccessfully or a lot of probation violations, down the road, some court's going to look at this list of things and go like, well, no, I'm not going to put you on probation. You don't fucking do it. So there is an incentive for you to do it. Will it be televised? I think sentencing would be something that can be televised, but the rest of it still won't be. The problem with candor, yeah, that's not really going to be Nick's issue in front of the court there. But it's like I said, like not paying your tickets and not showing up to court and having all, that's something they're going to notice. So is Nick going to be on paper? Yeah, he's on probation. He'll be on paper. Now, a lot of times is he going to be on reporting probation? Presumably so. Supervised, not unsupervised. So yeah, he'll be on paper in every sense of the word. His prison salary. Guys, he's not going to prison or going to jail. Now, if he walks in the court like to the judge and starts going like this everywhere, yeah, you're going to go to jail. But that's, like I said, I don't necessarily think that's going to happen, but he has definitely increased his odds of it happening. Do you think Nick's going to be in for a rude awakening because he didn't do the footwork? Yeah, I mean, like, I think one of the biggest things is, and Nick has displayed this, he doesn't like being told what to do. And like, guess what? He complained about the fun police. Well, guess what? Your PO is fun police. They'll check up on you, and it's not like they're going to keep tabs on him, and you need permission to leave the state and all. Like, it's not going to be like his unconditional bond. He's going to have a lot of terms and conditions to follow.